I don't even know why I'm talking about this, but I guess because it was shoved in my face for like 10, 15 years cumulatively. I live right next to a university that has little emblems and stickers on cars to associate some tribal meaning, like you're associated with some club and you drive a Range Rover and everybody's gonna judge you for your vanity consumerism. I don't know, dudes. Do I need to prove my intellect to you? Do I need to show you my IQ level? Like, what kind of social judgment or call is that? I think it really boils down to what you believe in and what you value. I don't value unfettered capitalism, where education itself is a product. I don't value raping the planet in the most inhumane and cruel way, like shoving 400 chickens together in one metal coop and driving it with a diesel truck. I mean, that's what you're going to school for, to be a cog. And so I went back to college when I was around 26 or 27. I was going to pursue journalism. But if you're going to pursue something, it's got to be STEM. It's got to be something helpful and related to science. In my future mind, the world I see is like a utopian school, like it looks like the new Shanghai Astronomy Museum. I'll put a picture of that. Like something like a spaceship. That's where you should learn stuff. But there's way too many people. There's just too many people now. I went back, I paid for it all in cash, just basic classes. But it's a big problem here in the States. People of other countries, you don't understand the amount of debt that people are in. It's extortion. It's like the cruelest form of shackles on you. And a lot of people I know just end up saying like, F it, I'm not just going to pay it. I'm just not going to pay it. Of course, they'll wrap their head around, oh, it was worth it. Some just straight up admit it like it wasn't worth it. Whatever to justify the means of something bad happening. I do it all the time. I get like something bad happens to me and I'm like, well, that's the cost, the price you pay for living. But it shouldn't be that way. I should have all my luxuries taken care of when we're the richest country in the world. So you complete a degree and you're $35,000 in debt, and then you get taxes taken out of every paycheck, like $1,000 out of every, or $1,200 out of every paycheck. You're working 40 hours of 50 hours a week. It doesn't like quality of life, like what you make, most of the time it doesn't add up. Like you are a freaking blessed soul if you have a job that you like and it pays but then, what is that, your identity? It's not even really you. You go out, you camp, you travel, you get it out of your system, like this identity that you form with, that's the point of vacation, is like to break away from it. I had a guy ask me in a finance capital building, the Crescent Court in Dallas, if you've ever been there. And this young black guy, I would say he's like his late 20s, maybe he might have been my age, but we get out of an elevator that this is pre-COVID, and I'm telling him like just a quick rundown, like, hey, shit's going down soon, like we're gonna have massive inflation or like a depression, another Great Depression, and he was just like amazed and was like, of course he asked, where did you go to school? And I was like, fucking life, bro. Like, how could you not resist the quantity of information on the internet? Why do you even need to go to school? If you have the will and desire to learn anything you want, and you have the resources, you have public libraries and you have the internet. You have all the information you need. Literally. No, spending $300 on a textbook is a little bit better way, but you could still go about learning it, like most of it yourself. Like I said, STEM is an exception, but everything else, like even sociology, I was going back to school for journalism, and then I had some journalists, or aspiring female journalists, news production journalists in my car, and they were telling me how difficult it is just to get into the industry, and then the rules that are in place, and how much debt they're in. I mean, it just sounds like a shit show. It sounds like a whole lot more work than you should even be doing. What, for a dilapidated capitalistic fascist system that reaps on like ridding people of their enjoyment levels of life and pays them little for it, it's dog shit, dude, honestly. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. And working, either you're working for yourself or you're working for some other asshole, honestly. That's what it boils down to. For real. Either you make money, pay taxes, and then maybe have some money left over. Or you do like the billionaires have for the top 25 billionaires pay little to no taxes the past 20 years. So if they do it, why the fuck am I paying taxes, dude? For real. When millennials only occupy like less than like 5% of like the fucking national wealth. So I'd rather make money, take my money, and then not pay taxes later. You think I want to, especially how like they handle the pandemic and they can't even like get an infrastructure deal. I mean, anything they do, why would the fuck, I'm not pleased with it. Why the fuck would you pay taxes to that? Why would you pay a shitty company called the US government? It does nothing. It does nothing for you. And this is America. Other countries are way worse, way worse. So I might finish if I want, but like after knowing that like abrupt climate change is about to like flood the cities in 10 years, like why? No, dude, you got to be a fool. And people that I notice, I feel bad for them. I feel bad for them. I went and looked at a cat because I'm thinking about getting a cat, but now I don't think so much about it. It's good to see that. I went and saw a cat from Craigslist, this ad, and I went to this kid's house. It's this brainwashing shit. For some people, I guess it's their only ticket out, but if you have the audacity, you're an autodidact, for instance, you can teach yourself. There's no reason. He's going to school, this person, what I was saying, was going to school for business, and I hear that so many girls, so many young, clueless people, nursing, business, sociology, like, you realize all that shit is, like, useless. I'm 32, and I've been studying, like, most of the things I'm curious about that aren't STEM for free and know about them. And now that's not to say that I didn't have my taste of career, but I did it the organic way, the old school way. I walked into a clinic, ophthalmology clinic, when I was like 20 years old. I walked into a clinic and I said, I don't care how much you pay me. I did the most ballsy thing I could. And I was at a job fair against like 80 other applicants. I didn't work out there after like 6 months or so, 7 months, because like it's not the right environment. But like I went on to another clinic. But the point is, I walked in and was like, hey, I don't care how much you pay me. I want to learn this and help people. And let's do it. And I'm young and healthy. When you're young and healthy, like anything is possible. I could still do that now, but I don't have, I'm choosing an interest. So anyways, I just started my own YouTube channel. Like I started my own news brand. What's happening in the world is really, the inspiration is from What's Happening, Brother, by a song by Marvin Gaye, except I switched out brother with In the World. And, because it's a great song. And yeah, it's just like a disease in our culture. It's like a fad. It's an overpriced fad. And maybe your parents gave you all the money for like a engineering degree and you're working at some sonar plant, or you're helping design satellites or working on a boat doing mappings of the ocean floor, like something really cool in STEM. And congratulations, like that is cool. I'm jealous to an extent. But then at what point does that job like become your identity? And how is that going to last in climate change? There's bigger factors at work. So I'm just kind of iffy about it. If you get a scholarship, cool, but like it's the system it's in. It's how we orient our social standards around it, like how we make a clique and like, oh, I'm a track star at some L&M or UNA or UNM and whatever. It's like, fuck it, dude. What is that these placards? Like, what are you? So what, dude? You'll be 40. No one will give a shit or even know about you. Like, you won't even know your name. You'll have like a divorce or two under your belt, and like, it doesn't matter. Just do like, look deeper and what do you like to do? What do you find the most enjoyment doing? And how can you make that skill helpful to other people? It's as always has it always been, dude. Like it's how we were in Amish days. It's how we were in tribal days. Like you picked, either your vocation found you or like you found it, and then you made it enjoyable. I don't know. It's just an experience, and it costs too much, and I have no desire to go finish my degree anytime soon because I just don't like the whole capitalist system. I'm not a fan of subsidizing hospitals and healthcare providers and all the basic like and then you live in a little like brown house next and you don't even know your neighbors. All of it, all the way up. It's gross, guys. So what? You get to take a vacation and fly to Panama or whatever, and like then that will sit on your conscience because you have to sit with the fact that you just melted a whole football field fucking full of ice. Whatever, if you have a degree and you like it and you're doing something awesome with your life, maybe make a comment. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe and I'll talk to you soon.